in the joints are kind of exceptional, but Scourge takes the cake. Yeah. A comic book where a human got hold of Megatron in gun mode. So he got even smaller. It's so silly. Good stuff. Good stuff. Like I said, I'm going to need to take some time offline to just kind of take it all in. Nostalgia vibes, but the others look cool as all get out. Agreed. Strong agree. I feel like Optimus almost could have used slightly lighter colors, but they made an artistic choice with the slightly metallic blue and the darker color, plus the little bits of wear and such. So they were definitely not trying to go for anime accurate. What was Diaclone called? The Diaclone version of Prime called? Megatron is really good.
Autobots, roll. No, wait, let's just chill here for a sec since we look so good.
Yes. Yes. Is Convoy. Right on. Right on. Thank you, Robot Wizard. Hey, Mary, how's it going?
It's been...
Thank you, Robot Wizard, for another one. It rolls. Convoy. Wow. See what they did there.
Yes!
Well, I've got more. It doesn't end here. Like I said, got a bunch of mech and bot stuff. On the docket for today. Keep a couple of those off to the side a little bit, but make some space. Actually, yeah, I don't have a good way to do something. I need to send these. Yes, they did. They've sent me each of the AMK series kits. The big Optimus Prime I bought. The big expensive one. Although they have more expensive ones, of course, but yeah. And they also, as you know, sponsored the Starlight campaign. Hard to believe this is $30. Yep. Similar thing in the arms. Let's see Lego match that. Okay, I will step away for a moment to grab a whole box of things to work on Zoid. Big Zoid prep. Just going to throw this on the screen too, because it's nice to look at. BRB. Zoid Dark Horn. Eagle made of cheese. Hello, welcome, welcome. Lego boy, welcome back. Cheese with freedom. Strike freedom or what exactly are we talking about here? So I dirtied these a bit. Now I'm feeling like I didn't dirty them enough. I had trouble with the kotobukiya. Probably should have washed them, I guess. I had trouble with material beating up on the surface a little bit, even though I threw a ton of flow improver in there. So there's the box. A little tough to see, but this is how it looks when it's done. Wow. Styracosaur? I didn't even think of that. I thought it was a Triceratops. Just with bony frills. Not filled in. Opening a fresh box of parts reminds you of opening your RC drift car a couple weeks ago. Nice. And B-Mart, welcome. Technical side. It's not that bad. So what I need to do at this point is clean up the wash, which is just my watercolor wash. It comes off very, very easily, but it's very dirty. Box. Receive these. I just need to wipe it off. Lately. Not only do I not require perfection, I don't want perfection. The whole point is for them to look a little bit dirty and to get some contrast in the panel lines so that stuff like that is visible. Just a light cleaning for each of these. And then I can organize them. And they'll be easy to grab. And of course, more weathering can be added afterwards, and probably will be, since I've started going down that rabbit hole. But just for starters, I at least wanted to get panel lines in there. Yeah. Have to avoid the favorites questions myself. Other people can feel free to answer, but I personally stick away from them. Silver dry brush, silver on silver doesn't do much. This would practically need a bright, full titanium white to be visible at all. The darker pieces, yeah, but this is already not a very dark silver. Like Shadow Fox. Do I do clear coat first for weathering? Clear coats are a thing during the process. Like this guy first went fully gloss before the first layer of weathering, and then I did a matte clear, and then I'm doing more layers of weathering now, And then there will be another mat over that as well. To date, I've only just used spray cans, rattle cans. Mr. Hobby or Krylon. Yeah, I think Kotobuki plastic probably should be cleaned first, which is unfortunate because I really don't want to take that extra step. Especially when there are this many sprues. Jeez. I think this is all PS. Or is it? Yeah, it is. It's just a very dense PS. Polystyrene. But after this is all done, I'll do some additional wash work on it. Not too much though. I don't want to spend too much time on Zoids. Uh-oh, this one's getting kind of loose. A lot of these lines aren't very deep or crisp. Yeah, good old destructive testing. It's legit. That's too bad. I spent a bunch of time mixing up this, a new wash for this. Trying to get some warm tones in it, but it's just not, it's not doing a whole lot. It makes some difference, but not a lot. Yeah, this one's what, 2009? One of them. Yeah, 2009. It's a shame they went to the trouble of making so much detail, then didn't make it easy to sustain. So it's just water on the rag, because like I said, I use a watercolor wash. Has a good amount of a good amount of thickness to it, and it's extremely flat, extremely matte. I had considered adding more black to this wash as well to darken it down, but I didn't want to lose the color. You go too dark and then you don't see the brown color, but you don't see a whole lot of either now. So it's just that. It's enough to fill the lines, but not much. Not much beyond that. Better than nothing, but should have been darker. Yeah, and I don't really have time to rescribe a kit like this. It's just a little side thing, you know. I'm gonna like how it looks in the end, even if it's just straight built. But I especially don't want to invest too much into it. If I can get this all cleaned up and then get all the runners organized, then I'll go ahead and continue my work on this guy here as the final thing for the stream. That's an if. This thing's just bristling with guns. At least those look pretty good because they've got the ridges that are relatively deep. Do a Redler. Not heard of it. I think I might try to get a Death Soar at some point. I don't know why I like the two-legged dinosaur-like ones the most. That's probably nostalgia. That's honestly what it is. It's just nostalgia. Oh, Geno? Oh, is it? Okay. I might be confusing them. It's just lots of glue. Doesn't hold itself together well. I can work with that. Forgot you pre-ordered Gojula since you're looking through your Mecha Warehouse orders. Yeah. I know that feeling. As long as you don't order something, pre-order something and then forget about it and then order it when it becomes in stock, and then end up getting 2 when you didn't want to. Genosaur 06 or 07. It doesn't hold together.
Another
Okay.
one.
All right. Well, like I said, I'm willing to accept that. They never should have been that way. Obviously, a snap kit should hold itself together without glue. Period. It's not like 2006 or 7 was hundreds of years ago. You know, standards should be there, but I can work with that. You've avoided that? Lucky. I have not. I was very thankful for P Bondi keeping track and giving me a heads up. There was one thing, I don't remember what it was. Last year, I think, middle of last year, that I went to order. Didn't realize I already had, and they're like, "Hey, just so you know, you've already bought one of these." Oh, you don't want me to waste my money on a duplicate from you. I appreciate that. I don't think it's on the page. Like a new type puts it on the page if you're logged in, which is really nice. I think it was when I went to try to put it in the cart. Like, are you sure? Either cart or checkout. Heavy Arms Custom again? Yeah. Glad to see that. Knee vents are separate fins you have to plug in that like to pop out. I see. Should be easy to run cement down the whole line, huh? This sprue is looking much better. I'm probably going to use some. Probably going to do some copper dry brushing on this. I want to say. You type your favorite place to grab Gunpla? It's one of my favorite as well. Even still, even to this day, even after the downsizing and shift to a automated warehouse. Thank you for lurk. Needs to re-release heavy weapon system. I don't remember what that looks like. For new, I think I remember it. It has like a trapezoidal binders that get added on to the sides, like really, really big ones. When was the last time they made that available? Was it like last year? This is cool. I'm making really great progress. I'm almost through these. Two years. Okay. That makes sense. The way time moves these days. That makes sense. Excited for narrative. Use Psycho parts. Phoenix, get kind of a narrative awakening version or give it Banshee colors. I don't know why I didn't think of taking other unicorn cycloframes and putting them in narrative. I only thought of using narrative's pink parts in other unicorns. But yeah, it's a two-way street, isn't it? Hmm. So far, I am sticking with my decision to not get narrative so far. But I have to admit, that was not the original choice. Yeah, I'm biased. I like the green too. Best would be Mountain Dew green from the 7-Eleven, though. This is going to need some paint. I'm really not sure about this bright lime green. It's supposed to be an obvious accent, but I don't know if I can live with it. Purple cycloframe? Yeah, that's missing. I wonder how well the deactive frame will take paint and color from narrative, you know. How much of a pain that'll be to assemble, and just if it'll look good at all to lose the transparency. One of these was not done quite as well. Need more help in the future. Whoa, that is not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. All right, I think that'll do for now. Once this gets assembled, then I'll do a little bit of touch up and then give it a top coat, and then do more touch ups. More. And then there are these also. This whole sprue will get touched up. I think I'm going to do the alcohols on this. Something a little stronger. Right. Building your first full Koto kit. MSG Gigantic Arms Bicorn. Want to see how it compares to 30-minute missions? It's not going to be any. It's not going to be any comparison, is it? The Kotobukiya one is going to be like an RG compared to the Bandai. It's going to be like an EG by comparison, right? Yeah, I think there's a different horse that Kotobukiya did that I like the look of a little bit better. I think there was a different one, but I might have been based on the same frame. But yeah, the Kotobukiya one should completely blow the Bandai out of the water and then some. Horse is 15, Bicorn is 16. Let's see if you get the 4 times the value. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, frame arms do tend to be kind of small for their price. For Bandai fans, at least. Based on what we're used to. 30-minute, yeah. Y'all mind if I sort these out a little bit and put them away? I would like to.
Indeed.
I would like to put them in my little sorting system so that it's one step closer to ready to build. And then I'll do some details on this to close things up. If there are no objections, I will proceed. Dang. One that got away. Key. Okay. Let's drop those in. So my temporary labels. Gotta find one that cleans up more easily. M. Being able to just drop these in helps so much. Just that's it. And then I've got just a ton of these, so I can just flip through, J, open, grab. Especially for a kit like this that has this many runners. The amount of time just managing all the stuff all over the workspace would be significant. Sorry, I had to pause for some, or mute background noise. Zoid, yes. Dark Horn. Haha. I was just doing some prep on the runners. These all have a little bit of panel lining wash. Dirties them up slightly. Didn't work as well as I hoped. Didn't put as much material on as I hoped. I'll need to do more. It's your favorite? Right on. I'm thinking Bandai does Zoids. Nah. Much higher level of surface detail with Kotobukiya. I should resist picking one up. Did you get a Iron Kong? Hanging file box? Yes. You did get Iron. I thought so. Yeah, just a little 2-drawer. I don't know if you can see it from here. Not really. Yeah, you can't see it. Just a little 2-drawer under desk type deal. So everything just drops right in. Spectre Saint, how's it going? Just built a Genosaur. Nice. We were just talking about Genosaur. I need to get that one. I need to get a Soarer on my list at some point. The only Zoids I've done so far are Godos and Command Wolf. I think that's it so far. Not sure if you'll pick up the new Armor Core kits. You have the old Koto ones. I think there's going to be a big difference in complexity of build with the Bandais being way simpler, way fewer pieces, and durability with the Bandais having way more grabbability. The Kotobukiya ones have tons of detail, but from everything that I've read and seen, they don't hold themselves together well. They tend to sag left and right. And they use relatively thin pins, so you got to be careful not to break joints. Kotozoids, yeah, Kotozoids are good. The HMM series. Liger Zero, Iron Kong, and then Gojulus. A bit of a spread. Nice. Frame arms is Koto as well. Yep. Remember the can? How long ago was that? I want to say 2.5 years, maybe. Very challenging experience. I used brown panel liner for that one to make it more interesting. And over time, the Poor type brown from GSI Krios, the Mr. Hobby Gundam, whatever marker, Poor type panel liner, the brown turns red. Not happy about that at all. It turns like a bright, almost fluorescent red. Glue is a must for some of them. In a lot of places, I see. Ogre. Took a while to finish. Big boy. Yeah. When the regular gray one was out, I thought that I wanted an ogre. because the regular gray one, hey, it's just gray. Yeah, there's a little bit of bluishness to it, but it's gray. I want one of the big things that I want in model making hobbies is variety. And already, so many Gundams are white. I've been starting to repaint those to make some of them not white. But then, gray is a common thing, and it's kind of boring as a concept, just generally. So I will wait. I will get the ogre version because it's tan and brown. That's different and that's good. And then that one came out, and I'm like, I really want the gray one, so I had to wait for another rotation. I've got the regular one on order. I already have the sniper cannon add-on pack. Not for posability or play. Only just noticed that I changed my background displays based on what I'm doing. Yes, all the time. Blade Lagger did not need glue, but there are parts that could have used it. I think the Zoids are generally durable enough. Do these even have a... Oh, R. Okay. And this one is U. And these are either M or W. It might be W. I think it's W. U. That's about it. I think this is W. These are rough, though. It's like a dirty mold. Okay, and then just all the polycaps and this thing. I still have not watched any Zoids content, like any anime at all. None. Net connections pops off while posing, but still. All right, that's all put away. Wait. Not a whole lot of decals for the size of the kit. That's not bad at all. Feels like my Godos had a similar number. Tried yesterday. Oh, HG. It's showing its age. I see. I didn't realize they even did an HG of it. Want the new Hexagear Red V Thor looking mech? Not familiar with it. I want the new Zoid. I don't remember the name, but the Scorpion. The big Scorpioid thing is kind of cool, but it's really expensive and it's just so flat. I think that getting the same kind of concept in a smaller model will kind of cover my needs. That's why you want the RG. I get you. Perfect. Mid 2000s. Oh, the HG HWS new. Dragonzord is your favorite of all Power Ranger Zords. That's what I thought. This book felt kind of thin and small for the complexity of the model, and it's pretty compact. It's pretty dense. A lot of parts per page. Look at that. Not a problem. It just explains why the book doesn't feel too thick. 2009. Jaina Solo, how's it going? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Just announce a normal, amazing. Oh, is it the same color or a similar color? What's the difference? Because I like the limited one, just not metallic. I see. And that was injection metallic? For the limited one? I want to say it was. We didn't get an HG new until 2008. Sheesh. It was only an NG for 20 years. That doesn't even make sense. The main hero character. Don't feel so bad about the chicken now. Bizarre. It's not that damaged though. It's just been working in the jungle. Like I actually haven't added any damage yet, other than scratches.
How bizarre!
Dealing with some stuff, but I'm happy to be here. Hope you're able to work through it relatively smoothly. I need to get more, little bit of rust. I try not to go with too much rust. A lot of dirt. I need to definitely get more pencils, excuse me. Now that I've confirmed that I'm happy with the performance of the normal colored pencil, oil-based colored pencil on a matte surface. It does not work on gloss. It doesn't work early on in the process, but later, once the matte is on, it holds the particles just fine. And then when another matte coat goes over it, it'll hold it all in. It'll lock it. So with this, I'm easily able to take care of all of those bright lines, all the bright edges from where the Real Touch marker avoided edges like it does. Wow, this has worked out pretty well too. This little panel right here, that kind of almost feels real. I used a little bit of chalk or soft pastel to bring just a little bit more blue back into it. Oh, there are a bunch of techniques. There are probably 100 viable techniques, but this is just one step of many. First step was using a water-based marker and Q-tips. Most of what you see here is done with water-based marker and Q-tips. Then some of the finer details came back, and the speckling and the dirt around the shoes I did with just acrylic with sponges. Also did some of the edges, but there are still a bunch of edges that I don't like that are just too bright because they were unattractive to the materials that I've used up to this point. The surface tension would move the material away rather than towards hard chines and things. So this just undoes that. Just brings that little bit of darkness to the edge where I want it, rather than having a bright highlight there. Is injection metallic. Gotcha. Looked at how Warhammer minis, the many different ways that Warhammer minis can be painted. I have. And I've seen the folks that do Warhammer style techniques on Gundam. I don't like it, but there's definitely still some stuff to be learned there. There's really there's like one main style that folks end up going for with tabletop miniatures, which is supposed to focus on increasing visibility and table presence. But I feel like it goes too far and looks consistently comic, which there's nothing wrong with, but I want to move towards more realistic styles. Dry brushing. Yeah, I've been doing dry brushing for a couple years now, a few years, almost since the beginning of this stuff. Even on stuff that's straight built, I'll just not be able to stop myself from dry brushing some stuff up. It's so easy. Even before I started using brushes, I would just use a Q-tip and Sharpie marker. Yep. The techniques and things that are done in the model making world and have been done for over 100 years are super impressive. And some of it comes down to just how much time you have to invest. To the best of my ability, I'm going to try to learn or adapt or develop
super easy, barely an inconvenience.
Decisions and techniques that will give me really good results without taking forever to implement. Because I cannot be spending a month on a piece. I just can't. The RG, I'm not into 1/44 scales, but the RG 2.0 I absolutely will get because I have the first one. It's just an experience to have, to be able to have built the first RG, to see where the RG world started, to have built RG High New to see how good it is today, and then to be able to go back and see how Bandai designers and engineers would fix the original RG with modern sensibilities and techniques. It's really going to be a nice experience just for that, just for the experience. I'm not that interested in the model itself, but more of the history and just the progression. I think is going to be really interesting to experience in person. So I do look forward to it. The shading on this one is just Real Touch marker and Q-tip. And I'm pretty sure Real Touch marker is water-based. That's one thing I have neglected to do is get on Amazon and buy some cheap regular art markers, not alcohol-based, not acrylic, not oil, just the cheap stuff. Let's see if I can figure out how to use those and come up with an inexpensive alternative to Real Touch markers, which cost too much. You have a specific material to be easy to paint detail, or are there tools and methods discovered and invented because they worked with the material? These are designed to not be painted. Honestly, all the ones these days are designed to not need any paint. They generally go for a specific color scheme based on an anime or a manga, a drawing style. They draw their colors and blocking from there and mold the colors into the plastic. That's the standard for Gundam stuff. But of course, the stuff is able to be painted because it's just plastic. I don't think there's been a whole lot of innovation in either the design process or the consumer detailing process for Gundams in particular. I don't think that much has been invented new. Bandai has done some really nice stuff with articulation and making snap builds work where you don't need to use glue. They've done some nice material work, material science work to come up with some new plastics. But I don't think they've really pushed any kind of innovations for detailing. For things like this, for markings, they use either stickers or old dry transfer style or old water transfer style, which again was not at all new to these guys. Curious if the RG aesthetic is going to be the official main G45 style and we get a 100th. Interesting. It's possible, isn't it? Excited for the possibility of a remake of RG Sazabi with its own frame instead of using the Mark II. But Sazabi is great. I thought RG Sazabi was considered to be darn near perfect by modelers. I feel like it doesn't need it. Isn't it also newish? Oh, wait. Yeah, Sazabi. Sinanju needs a new one, but Sazabi I thought was really good. MGSD I have no interest in. I don't like that concept of spending the same amount of money for an SD that you could spend like a CS style SD that you could get an MG, a good MG for. $50 some for MGSD Freedom or 2.0 MG. I will keep my MG happily. That's my view on MGSDs. I just don't like the price and the style. Sinanju is what you were referring to? Gotcha. Or is that what you're just realizing now that, oh yeah, that one does need a redo. They've done prints in the past. This is true. As silly as that is. You'll do it when you get a suit you like. Permit score parts are nice. They are, yes. Yeah. Net Sinanju, gotcha. Building RG Sinanju, not too bad so far, but only the kneecaps. I heard it gets bad by the end. terrible stability. Requires a stand. Why are these corners not behaving? Oh, it's weird geometry. Okay, I get it. Someone's been a fan of Gundam since it's first started. So hurts you how much you confuse Sasbi and Sinachi. Wow. You just dated yourself hard. I respect that. But I also secretly am happy that I'm not the only person that mixes those names up constantly. Occasional SD enjoyer, you'll get one of a favorite mech, otherwise cheap is great. Yeah. All sorts of tech magic. The RGB frame stuff was pretty similar tech-wise to the multi-injection stuff they did on the first HG, left for 2 decades and then picked back up. 1990. Wow. Did they start that in the model making world? Did they start the multiple colors on one runner thing? I'm not liking how this ball joint is so loose. There's not a burr in there. First HG had multiple colors on one piece. It really, there is